Anywho, shout out to Kev Two Talks, man. He just keep been holding it down. So, hey, Serena's husband didn't suffer a health scare recently. You recovered and you still have your wife's ex on your mind. At 8 in the morning, my guy, you really hate your wife that much. You still thinking about who she was with before you. Two kids' behavior. I'm sorry, 2 kids later, your behavior says a lot. Groupie. So he posted on his Twitter, wop 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 wop, and believe it or not, that is from what y'all is trying to tell me is one of the best songs y'all ever heard. A lot of Not Like Us is those sounds, bro. A lot of it is that shit. And hey, like I love it. It's funny, yo. This person really left me a whole paragraph, and I gotta tell you guys, listen. I don't read those. Don't write me a paragraph. But he wrote me a paragraph, and he just couldn't. I don't know. I'm like, bro, you're helping the video. I'm like, I always tell him thank you. No, thanks. It helps the engagement. That's the point. At one point, I said to him, obviously, I'm a good content creator if I can make something that makes you respond or get you to feel something. Obviously, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like
donations, 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 gifts, 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 more gifts,
more gifts, nigga. Got more gifts. So anywho, so he shared this on Twitter, right? And so this bar from middle of the ocean, you know what I'm saying? On the Her Loss album with 21 Savage, where Drake raps, sidebar, Serena, your husband a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but so there's actually some audio to this shit right here. So,
who is the funniest person you know?
Aubrey.
Who is the funniest person you know?
Aubrey.
Now, I think her and Drake messed around like a long time ago. Super long time ago. This nigga has been at this for a while now. But you know what's funny about that shit is like, yo, you got to realize that for one, it's a few different comments to be made about that dynamic. First of all, most interracial, it's always about the black man. So it's always about black men. Everything with black women is always going to be about black men. So for the white man, no matter what, black men are always a factor. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got kids, you got to deal with this black men. And they, because there's a black man coming to your house because his black kids are there. Y'all whole dynamic is based off of y'all feelings about black men. You know what I'm saying? And even between black men and white women, there's still the dynamic is based off of of black men. You know what I'm saying? And both, you know what I mean? In a situation like that, I gotta say, you don't want to be an Eskimo brother with Drake. Like, you don't want to be married to the girl that makes you an Eskimo brother with Drake. I'll put it like that. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I'm like, yo, there's always going to be an unspoken competition between white men and black men. You know what I mean? And yo, another thing too is maybe if he was a regular black guy, he wouldn't feel so bad about it. It would make sense that my wife is black, so she's definitely been with black men. But the fact that she was with Drake, all right, and you know that she'll never look at you like that, because it's Drake. You feel me? But anywho, that was one topic. That's one topic. Let's move things along. Let's move things along. these kind of things wouldn't be so bad if it just wasn't so blatant that you were trying to use someone. It's basically that you clout chasing. I remember when I first used to hear Crimson Cure talk about how women's purpose is men. And saying that out loud, it's like, damn, like it was just so, it was a lot. It was a lot. And when I heard that, right, and again, this is the power of communication. When someone can phrase something or explain something in such a way that you're able to walk away, for one, having a deeper understanding of whatever the topic is, and but also you have a different perspective that allows you to understand, whatever the topic is, right? And when she said that, it became clearer to me because I'm around women all the time, and for the most part, whenever women are talking, if they talk long enough, and what they talk mostly about is men. And the man either the man they're with, or the man they think they're with, or the man that they would like to be with. Mostly, if they talk long enough, if a conversation, if two women talk for more than about 5 minutes, I say about 5 minutes, the topic will go to one of these men, even if the man don't exist. You see what I'm talking about? Like, even like the whole high value man thing, the nigga that's 6 feet and six pack and all the type of shit, right? Like, she will go as far as inventing a man because this nigga's invisible. Okay, that nigga is invisible. You're bugging, super duper bugging. But anywho, what we got here? So, a lot of men are not really hip to the fact that women look for the best guy they can get, because for the most part, how can I put it? Women love to be tied to or let people know, or that this is the kind of guy that she can get, or it's the kind of guy that she can get attention from. Now, mind you, the people, I think him and SZA was together. So this is 3 different people. So we got Amanda Seales, SZA, and Princess Love. You know what I mean? Now I'm not sure who Princess Love is, right? But anywho, so Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales says, Amanda Seales, Amanda Seales says, Amanda Seales claims Drake wanted to go out with her, and she took one for the team. When someone says that, right, the way she phrased, I gotta ask y'all, does it sound like she giving them props? Does it sound like she's showing love? Is that flattering to him in any kind of way? Is there a reason? And again, you know what? Maybe there's some crazy context that will humble me and make me think that I gotta rethink how I'm moving out here in these streets. Yo, you know what's crazy? Like, I can see right now, someone left me a comment. I think it's the same guy. Let me see. I said, listen. Sorry, y'all. Listen, it's crazy. Like, yo, this dude was arguing with me on the Drake video and whatnot. And anyway, listen. I want to say real quick before I get into my next point. I really appreciate all y'all who come and comment on the video. Even if you don't agree with me, it's cool. Who comment on the video? Y'all like the video? I'm like, yo, son, there's a channel now, son. I cannot believe this shit. Don't ever give up. Okay. But anywho, so I know we covered the whole, like women women's focus is always on men, right? Anyway, a lot of men don't pick up on how women brag. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. A lot of men don't really pick up on how women brag and who they want to be attached to. I remember one of the first times I experienced that in high school, right? It was a few different times. Where it was a girl that I talked to or I spoke to and whatnot who told people that they was in that basically that I was their boyfriend and I wasn't their boyfriend for some reason. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't for some reason. I mean, I know why I'm older now, but at the time I didn't really understand why would you lie about me being your boyfriend? You know what I'm saying? Or shit like that. And at that time, I didn't realize that girl was basically trying to. I don't know, man. Listen, like I said before, women can create a whole multiverse in her head. That was the example that came to mind, but I never thought much about the fact that what she may have really created a relationship between me and her in her mind, because women can do that shit. Listen, guys. Let me tell you something, fellas. If you've ever been in a situation with a coworker, whoever it is, especially if they're attracted to you, if a woman finds you attractive at all, she's going to find ways to have the full gamut of emotion with you. So that which might result in basically the aggression. She's trying to have a confrontation with you, know what I mean? So that y'all can have a confrontation. She can get that stimulation, and then the stimulation of basically doing the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Being friendly. Because a lot of times you'll find the same woman that was giving you trouble when you stand up to her and whatnot. She's softer, or she's nicer, or she just acts more feminine with you. You feel me? Gets them every time. But shout out to y'all, everybody who subscribes to the channel. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. What we got here? So going back to what I was saying about Amanda Seales, I'm sorry, I got off topic. I'll bring up the thing with Amanda Seales because this is her trying to use Drake to scale her value. So women have this fetish for it's like how you can reject guys and the guys you can turn down. But the thing is, well, no, not even. In their minds, they think that the more popping he is, the more attractive he is, the more he got going for himself, especially black women, it makes her seem more popping or seem more attractive, right? And so, to a certain degree, don't get me wrong, when you're being deceptive, when you're trying to trick someone, I could see how that would make sense to you. How you would think, all right, well, I may not be this, right? But I know I can. It's what a con artist does. So a con artist a lot of times is not actually wealthy, but what they can do a lot of times is get their hands on the things that signal wealth. It might be some jewelry. They might find a way to get get a hold of a car. It might be certain kind of clothes. You know what I'm saying? Or there's certain things, or they'll hang out in certain areas. You know what I mean? Just to give you the illusion, or at least the image of this person's successful. This person belongs here. You understand? They belong there, right? So you ask yourself, all right, well, what would be the actual solution? The actual solution would be there's nothing wrong with you having an image of success, but what's wrong is you lying about who you are. And so it will make more sense for you to actually put the effort and work into becoming better, leveling up, making more money, so you can actually really feel as though you belong and also be able to afford to be in these areas and be doing these things. You know what I mean? So it's all about integrity. You know what I mean? So anyway, I say it because I feel like modern women put a lot of effort, into trying to deceive. Y'all think you don't realize it's like when you become like a career criminal, or you become someone not a career criminal, but you just get to where you're always trying to find a loophole, always trying to find an easier way. And for the most part, people got to realize sometimes things are just going to have to be difficult, or have to be a challenge. I'm not going to say difficult. I like to use the word challenge the obstacle because a challenge the obstacle is meant to be overcome. And that means, by definition, it means it can be overcome at some point if I put enough effort in it. It's the effort that we put in the shit that makes it special, that makes it stick, that makes it an experience, and also makes it to where you're able to save or teach the next person. All right. Like, it's like if there was a way that like imagine how the world would be if there was a way that people could pass the driving test and they could just pay to pass the driving test. They could pay for it. Some people will take money from you and whatnot, and they'll take an extra $100 from you. And I'm sure some people probably actually do that, but who knows? I don't know. But I'm just saying, if we sent people out on the road like that, there'll be no more insurance companies. Insurance companies cease to exist. They're done. Finito. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let me get to the other usual suspects here. Also, hold on. One more thing I'm gonna say about the Amanda Seales thing. So Amanda Seales is 40 something. I don't know if she's single or not. I'm not sure, but it was just in such bad taste. But I think one other thing that she's not saying is that she wish she wouldn't have handled that differently. Because that shit is clearly on your mind. Now, next, they go to SZA, right? I guess this is some kind of interview she was doing. It's probably, I think she did a movie with Keke Palmer. So it's probably to promote their movie. So they're asking her, was Drake a good kisser? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, fam. SZA is a huge artist. Drake is a huge. Let me tell you something. And not that that's the worst question, but it's just in bad taste. I'm like, fam, that was a long ass time ago. Also, that man don't got nothing to do with her new album, with fucking the movie, nothing like that. You know what I mean? I don't know the extent of their relationship, but I don't know, man. It seemed like Drake done banging like half the industry. That shit is crazy. I found out he was with. I'm like, when was you with SZA? Like when was this? How did this happen? You know what I mean? That shit might explain. That shit that shit might explain the link to TDE as well. Because it's very much possible. Because when I did that video on how SZA be lying, I could have swore somebody said that she said that she was in a relationship with Kendrick. And I'm like, yo, hear me out. What if it did happen? And she also was with Drake. And what if one of the reasons why Kendrick dislikes Drake is because of his relationship with SZA? Because SZA, from what she said, had a relationship with TDE from 2011. 2011 is when Kendrick got on Drake's album Take Care. And even then, the nigga was sneak dissing on Drake's album. Nasty work. No respect for light-skinned niggas. I don't like it. Right. But anywho, that's my conspiracy. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I ain't give y'all no soundboard action. So sorry about that. And shout out to the ladies from the comment section, man. Listen, you know what?
Come and get me, baby.
Okay. What?
Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce.
Anyway, and on the bottom, I can barely read this shit. It says, Princess Love recalls a time when she gave Tara Maria a ride to Drake's house, only to later be accused by Ray J of being there for herself. Okay, that made okay. This is okay, this is Ray J's princess. Oh, okay. I mean, she probably was. You know what? We got to get into that whole dynamic between Ray J and Princess. You know what I mean? Because the Ray J and Princess relationship is so characteristic of so many relationships with black men, especially if the black man gets like basically someone who's supposed to be a sex worker, someone like who's thinking and how they are and whatnot. Because again, like listen, I'm a very strong proponent of the same one. I know that every man is not fit to be like in high management and in high levels of leadership. Nah, not every man. Every man should be able to lead his household, but every man's not built to, we're not the same. We're not made the same. You know what I'm saying? And every woman is not made to be a wife. Every man's not made to be a husband. Every woman's not made to be a wife. Every woman's, you know what I'm saying? And in that relationship, it really exemplifies, again, when men get with women, they don't see what's wrong with them. A lot of times men don't see what's wrong with women until like nigga, you just too late. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, like it's like being on a plane, like being in a bad relationship, and especially being with a crazy woman. It's like being on the airplane. You guys are in the air. You know what I'm saying? And this person is threatening you. They're brandishing a knife. You know what I mean? And they just doing this all in your face. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my gosh, leave. This person's brandishing a weapon. But you can't because you're on a plane. So, anywho, I had to read that shit like mad times. So basically, what she was saying that she gave Tierra Marie a ride to Drake's house, and Ray J was saying, no, you was there for yourself. Okay, now I understand. Let me read the caption before we go. Again, quick clips, man. Quick clips. So, it's tax season. Look at everybody claiming Drake on their taxes. This guy's funny. That's why I had to read it, yo. I think it's funny, man. It's it's tax season. Look at everyone claiming Drake on their taxes. Out here bringing up their timely stories with Drake, all reminiscing about Aubrey like it was that one time at band camp. This ain't suspicious. This ain't weird. Nope, not at all. It's just wild timing and a coincidence. But hey, yo, Amanda Seales saying she took one for the team is killing me. Girl, unless you were dating Degrassi Drake, said girl. Unless you was dating Degrassi Drake and not so far gone Drake, what are we talking about here? And why you bringing up your roster from then? Girl, you ain't supposed to be worried about Elon. I'm sorry. Aren't you supposed to be worried about Elon and Trump? Oh, yeah, you need him to be relevant, and it's the trend to do so. Nice. Nasty work going on around out here. Y'all pay attention out there. They wilding. I mean, what's crazy about this whole thing, man, is that what's funny is that, the nigga might be more popping than he's ever been. Because for the most part, if I keep it a stack with you, I mean, Drake did several big ones at this point. I mean, what else can Drake give you? You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I think I've been the most in tune with the nigga, you know what I'm saying, than I have like a long time. Actually, it was interesting. I think it's the 4 a.m. in Chicago. It's the song with Giveon. You want me, meet me better. You can show me things. No, that shit, right? And back then, when I heard that record, I didn't like it that much. But when I experienced life and when I became more successful and whatnot, and you experience how people treat you when you're more successful, and when people see you as more successful, I started understanding what he was saying. Like, he said, I go through underground garages because I don't know who's out there watching. Like stuff like that. Basically talking about like paranoia, talking about being a target, you know what I'm saying? Talking about people trying to take advantage of you. And and if you haven't experienced any of that stuff, you're not going to relate to it. That's how Hove's lyrics used to sound. Because Hove was having a really unique experience because he was someone who was becoming one of the most culturally celebrated and embraced and successful rappers all at the same time. But also what gave Hove the image of success and power was the fact that he was surrounded by a bunch of talented young black men who are not just talented, but just amazingly talented young black men. You know what I mean? It's the same argument I made about Dipset. Cam having Dipset and him having these other talented people or notable people around him who seem to be following him made him look more popping. You understand? So anyway, but going back to the article and everything, tell you something, the black man is always the prize. It's crazy how many people have made content, whether it's positive or negative. You're making content about Drake, right? And how many people got paid making videos about Drake or mentioning Drake? You heard? So, let's see if we got another one before we get to the main event. That's kind of saying the same thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and read. He has more interesting paragraphs. So the conversation about Drake and UMG and how people have reacted to it and commented on it, it is very disturbing. And I come to say, you know what? Hey, listen, you can feel how you want to feel and whatever. I don't want to argue people's opinions all day long. You know what I mean? But the lawsuit. So what's going on is that this is about a negotiation, and Drake negotiating the best price for himself for his new contract. All right, and what people want to imagine that this lawsuit is about is that, or want to go with the narrative that this lawsuit is about you being a sore loser and you can't handle losing, you can't handle rejection, and life has been easy for you. You're light skinned, you're Drake. You think you're entitled to things that you don't deserve. You know what I'm saying? And it's been like a really crazy exercise in gaslighting. I'm like, because from the beginning, I was expecting a dope battle. I knew people was going to glaze Kendrick, but if I had an idea how Kendrick was going to rap, the Euphoria Kendrick, for one, again, a lot of people thought that was the best record because